Welcome, coaches. Right now, today, I'm going to show you kind of just navigate real quickly a challenge group and show you what to expect from both a challenger's point of view and an apprentice's point of view. So you know, this is going to be quick. So basically, you come to the group, you want to make sure that you have joined it. So I've joined, so I don't have the button to join. So why this would be important is if you wanted to just send them right here, the address, copy this and paste it, then you could say, hey, go here and request to join the group. And then it's going to show up here if people are requesting, and you can approve them if you are an administrator. So the way I got this back in the group address is I went here, edit group settings, and I'll go over this kind of stuff more, but it said like set up custom address, and I did that. So don't worry about that right now. Right now we just want to look at what the main things you're going to be seeing. So another thing is you want to make sure that it's a favorite, and mine is a favorite, and I'm pretty sure if it wasn't already that it would have the option to make it a favorite. Otherwise, how you can make something a favorite is by going to group, or if you see it right here, you can click on this little cog and do add to favorites. And then that's just going to make it come up here, and it's going to show more easily on your phone as well. And you can also do click again and do rearrange, and that just lets you be able to move it back and forth like this. So you want to tell the challengers to make it a favorite, and you definitely, as a coach, always need to make all of your groups a favorite. Otherwise, you're going to forget about them, forget to check in. I make all my challenge groups, all of my coaching groups, all favorites. Okay. Okay, so if you are not like using Facebook a lot, you may not know some of the stuff. So I'm going to go over it for those of you that aren't. I wasn't very proficient at Facebook when I started. Members, you can click here or here, and that's just going to show you everybody that's in the group. You can, if you are an administrator, you can make someone an administrator like this. All right, make administrator. And so that's good to do with all of the apprentice coaches, because the reason why is because then they can pin. So if you also need to remove somebody, you can make them remove from the group. You can make them leave the group. You can find somebody. If you aren't sure if they're in there yet, you can do that to see if they're there. I've never blocked anybody. You can see who the admins are. So that's what that is. If you wanted to set up an event that had to do with the group, then you could go here and create an event. Photos, obviously, that's going to be your photos. Albums are a little bit different because you could make an album that was like, if you were going to shout out, have a challenger of the week, you can make an album and you always upload that picture to that album. And it will also show up in the feed that way. Okay, and then files. Files is where they're going to be the starter group files right here. And we will share those with you for when you do a group, and you can also go into your old challenge group and download them like this, but you want to encourage your challengers that you're putting into the group to download these, let them know that they're here. All of them basically except like this lead coach calendar. So let me show you what that is as well. So the lead coach calendar is, you can push edit, and basically we are going to take turns and break it up so that instead of there's just somebody that's a lead coach that's always really going kind of over and above on those days to make sure that everybody in the group is taken care of. Because here's the deal. So on the top of the page, you will see the pinned post. So that's something as if it's your day, you want to make sure that the post gets pinned. So the post will come out every day. All right. At the beginning of the day, and we want to pin it. When you pin it, that just means it stays at the top. If you're looking at everything from an iPhone, then you'll have to click pinned post, and then it will show you. So that's how everybody knows what the post of the day is. And in the preseason, we go over all of this, but you don't know if your challengers are going to look at that. I don't know if you're going to look at all of that. So I'm going through this right now. Pinned post, and basically there's going to be 1 to 2 posts a day and maybe 3 on preseason, and you just want participation. So you want to help your coaches participate, and I want you to participate like you're a challenger. On your day where you are taking the turn and being the lead coach, here's what your responsibility is. Your responsibility is to make sure that everybody from that day's post and any posts that are popping up at the top of the feed, that those questions and comments are taken care of. So, and that could be somebody makes their own post like, hey, here's my workout, or here's what I was eating, or they could have a question like, what kind of milk do you use, in this. So everybody should be going and interacting every day. Every coach. We shouldn't just have one coach, but the lead coach, we all know that we have days that it's just like crazy. And so we're only going to get to check in once, maybe twice. So the lead coach for that day, they're going to want to put a little bit of extra time, maybe check in 3 or 4 times a day for just 5 minutes each time. And what they'll do, because this is the deal, you can see how many people and who have seen this post. So let's say that I made this post, okay? Let's say I was introducing myself, or I was like, you guys, I had a really hard day. It was so hard. I needed support. And nobody commented, but I could see that 24 people saw it. That would make me feel horrible. I'd be like, forget this challenge group, okay? So that's why we all need to be cheerleaders for each other. Even if we're not lead coach, we need to be cheerleaders for each other, and we need to be saying like, so this is what I need to do the rest of the day. Go back and be like, hey, Casey, hey, Lori, and I need to talk to them about something. On days where you're not lead coach and you're really busy, it may just be like, you go, girl, or that's awesome, or I love that. It might be things like that. Still make it authentic, but I get it if you're really busy. On the days that you're lead coach, you need to go even further, like over and above, and you need to address it like importantly. I dance and flash mobs regularly for events. How cool is that? Comment on that. It can be right here under reply, or it can be at the bottom. Like, that is so cool, Casey. I would love to be in a flash mob. Where, what's the coolest one you've done? So, Susan's saying that she's doing Payo and she's adding in Chalene Extreme, and rotating vanilla and chocolate. I could say something about like, you totally love, mixing it up, don't you? I love both Payo and Chalene. I might ask her, like, have you ever listened to a Chalene show or Build Your Tribe podcast that Chalene Johnson does? You may not notice it, ask that, but like, whatever. You need to be also joining in every day, all of you as challengers, apprentice coaches. You need to be a challenger in your own group, and we'll go over that later. But basically, that's it. Every day, just participate and comment on other people's stuff, lift them up. Now, this is my main post. And so here's the deal. Like, yeah, it's not going to hurt my feelings that I posted this and nobody's saying, but it's not going to tell people that they need to be participating if you aren't, even in the main post for the day. So if there's a challenge or a squat challenge, or it's introduce yourself, or it's how to make Shakeology, just go ahead and comment on something like that too. Like, oh, this is my favorite, or here's what I like, that kind of thing, because your participation is going to show your challengers what to do. It's going to train them how to be coaches. It's also going to just start a chain reaction, and people that don't know that you're a apprentice coach or you're a coach, they're going to assume that you're a challenger as well, and it's going to help them. So, there's one more thing, very important, that I'd like for you to do on the day that you are the lead coach. And you can do this regardless, even if you aren't the lead coach, but I'd like you to make an additional kind of extra credit post on those days. I think video is really great. If you're not into video, it's just not happening. You could do a selfie, but I want it to tell some type of story and make you relatable. And this is going to help all of our challengers and each other. It's also going to practice like coaching and that kind of thing. So basically, it's important that your community, your prospects, your people you're leading know, like, and trust you. So this is a chance to lead by example, by helping people know you, like you, and trust you. So it could be a little video that's like, hey guys, I'm in the car today. I have not had one moment to breathe. I don't know how I'm going to get my workout done. So here's what I'm doing. I've got On Demand on, and I am out in the parking lot. I feel ridiculous, but I'm doing PiYo. I brought my mat. And then just videotape yourself and inspire people that way. Kind of just like more of a raw, like, as I go, but tip, so that's why I think video is good. Like a little quick inspirational boom. Or it could be like, hey guys, so I wanted to see if anybody has ever tried kombucha. I tried it for the first time. I think it tastes like vinegar. What do you guys think? And it could be a picture of yourself with it saying that. Videos, the good thing is it gets interaction. It also gives you practice. So that is how to basically, as a challenger and apprentice coach, navigate the challenge group, get the most out of it, and what we expect from you as apprentice coaches in the group. Now, if I am not your upline coach, Kelly's not your upline coach, direct upline coach, your coach may want you to do it a little bit differently. They may have something else in mind, but this is kind of what I've landed on that I feel is going to be the most effective training to what is real life going to convert to the best, most effective challenge groups.